Today we're going to do a fresh take on my pine cone wreath. Hey, Mom! So these are the pine cones. I use very sharp scissors to cut them, and that way you can make short work of getting all of the scales off of the cone part as quickly as possible. Generally, when I'm initially taking off the scales, I do try to make them as long as possible. That just leaves more options for later. Next, I'm using my hole punch to punch out these circular pieces. This is like a cardboard stock, sort of like the backing you'd find if you bought a shirt or something. I'm just getting as many circles as possible, so I just go all the way around the rim, and then I cut that off. And actually, I kept a couple of these pieces to use as stencils for my mixed media. But I just keep going in circles like this until I have a ton of circles. I'm not even using them all for this craft, but I really like these flowers, and I feel like, I'll probably use them for other crafts. You can find this hole punch on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. Hey, if you're inspired by these craft videos, if our DIYs motivate you to do it yourself, feel free to hit the subscribe button. No smashing required. Okay, next step. So I like to use these plastic cutting sheets that I found at Dollar Tree. They're great for doing crafts, especially when you're gluing or using resin, and they're only 50 cents each. So I took one of the pieces of circular cardboard, and I'm gluing the pine scales on top. So you start making like a cross. Make a cross. Then you're going to go over that and make another cross or an X in the in-between areas. And you just keep going around and filling it out until it looks like a flower, sort of petals. So what I tried to do as I got towards the center, I was using shorter pine cone scales. You can always cut them, but usually if you've cut up like 4 or 5 pine cones, you'll have plenty to choose from. So next is the painting. I'm showing the paint that I use really quickly. Most of them are from Walmart or Target. They're not even expensive acrylic paint. Some of them are ordered from Bix, I think, online. You can pause the video to get more detail on the actual colors. I don't think that matters much. It's going to be your personal choice. These are the colors I went with because I was going for like a springy, sassy kind of style. All I did was take all the pine cones. Of course, I unstuck them from the boards, and I kind of have an idea of the different varieties of ways I wanted to paint them. Again, these 2 for $1 plastic boards will protect your work surface. A nice idea, I think, because when you were gluing the pine cone scales down, you should have glued it so that there's a little hump at the bottom of them. You want that to face up, right? So at this point, when you're painting them, if you want, you can go back later and like paint the tips, contrasting color or a complementary color. It really depends on your personal choice. I went with like a blue, purple, turquoise, gold, pearl kind of color scheme. Maybe I'm still stuck in Mardi Gras or Fat Tuesday, but I don't think so. I think this is more pastel and lighter, but it is a subtle kind of take on those kind of colors. It's whatever you want. I also use the dragonfly paint. Love those color shifting paints. The dragonfly paint also matched the holographic beads that you'll see me use later. I'm also using these pearls. What I did was I took them and I cut the little pearls off the string, and I just glued them to the centers in a variety of ways. Sometimes I put multiple beads, sometimes I just put one, sometimes I stack them. Again, this is another thing that you're going to do according to your personal choice. I suggest you experiment. It's kind of fun. The hot glue, you can peel it off if things really go sideways, but have fun with it. It's a craft. I don't do crafts to sell. I do crafts for fun. So, you might want to do things more professionally, or you might want to do things differently, but I usually give them away. There's no profit in selling of my crafts. I would hate to have to be that meticulous, and I would be if I was planning on selling them. But for me, I say you should just have fun with the crafts. Just be artistic. It's okay to be artistic in life. People forget that. So after that, I decided to use some leaves from this flower. I forgot what kind of flower it is. But it looks like a whatever. I don't want to make a fool of myself. So I got this from my local Ollie's for like $2. I try to tell you the prices of things because I never spend a lot of money, or I try not to spend a lot of money on these things. So I'm using the leaves because I'm afraid that the pine cones will not look plentiful enough, and I didn't really want to overlap them and cover them up a lot. I wanted every flower to be seen. So what I'm doing is just easily, it's real simple, glue those leaves on the back of the pine cone flowers, and then I kind of have a general layout so that I'm not putting like things together. That's just like a weird Virgo thing I do. I don't want like colors together and pearls by pearls. I don't know. It's silly, but again, it's what makes me happy, and so that's how I do it. You might do it differently. You might use all the same types of flowers. That would make it a lot easier. Maybe I'll try that. All the same design. But anyway, I'm just going around and I'm gluing them, kind of going back and forth. Ultimately, what I wind up doing is filling in the little spaces in between them with other leaves, more leaves. So I think if I were to do this over, I would probably make sure that the inside is completely filled out by facing them inwards, and then I would just glue the other leaves to the outside. So, now if you were trying to finish this off more professionally, you might want to cut out some felt to go around, a circular piece to go around the back, and cut a hole in the middle. But that's not what I did. So this is the finished product. Again, if you like these types of crafts, simple, easy, cheap, feel free to subscribe to Hey Maaa, because if we can do it, so can you. Like, share, leave a comment. We appreciate getting all of that feedback, and we appreciate every single one of our subscribers. Thanks again. Until next